Vince has treated me like gold, and a lot of people did a lot of things for me over the years. Vince, if it wasn't for him, I don't know where I'd be in life today. I've had a lot of great people, Jerry King Lawler, Sid, The Rock, Rocky Johnson, Jerry Jarrett. But, I mean, Vince, was just the icing on the cake. If it wasn't for him, I don't know where I'd be today, dead or in prison. So God bless him.
What's going on, everybody? This is Dr. Chris Featherstone here with Sportskeeda Wrestling, Pancakes and Power Selves. Listen, I am here with one of the meanest, nastiest managers ever known in the world of professional wrestling. This guy right here, downtown Bruno, and Harvey Wippleman. And how are you, man?
Good. Hey, thanks for the compliment. That was great.
Nastiest, meanest.
Oh, that's a wonderful compliment. I'm proud to be here on this podcast with you. All the people out there in the Wonderland looking at this, appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate you supporting this man and his efforts onward and upward. It's like Mama says, it bees that way sometimes.
Yes, indeed.
You think you know all the wrestling stories? There's more you haven't heard yet. Join us on Backstage Pass.
Let's take us back to the downtown Bruno days, man. What was it that caused you to come into the wrestling business? And for someone who, in the world full of giants, you still found your way, how did that happen?
Well, I had this addiction, this habit that I had to support. That was called eating, and I needed to pay the bills. And this business fed my addiction. Now I started off in 1979 for a guy named Dale Mann in MCW, which is out of Jamestown, Kentucky. And I went from there to Kansas City. From Kansas City to Hawaii, from Hawaii back home to Memphis, and then Alabama, which is continental. I went to Louisiana after the Bill Watts, when it was Grizzly Smith, who's Jake's dad. Went back to Alabama, back to Memphis, up to Knoxville, back to Memphis. I've been doing this since 1979. So a lot of guys were bigger than me, taller than me, stronger than me, more athletic than me, but they didn't have the heart I had. If you don't have the heart, I don't give a damn who you are and what you got. If you don't have it 110% in your heart, and that's for anybody out there that's thinking about training to be in the business or that's already training, tons and tons of heart. That's what does it more than anything else.
Indeed. I know that you have tons and tons. You have 45 years of road stories. Can you think of one road story that you've never told anyone that just comes up that you're like, oh, man, that was crazy with any wrestler?
Wow. You caught me on the spot now. If I was prepared, I would have thought about it. I can't think of one that at least I could tell to the public. No, but there's quite a few, and I hope we can do this again one day. And I'd love to do a more long sit down with you. And I'll make sure you have my number, and I'm serious. I enjoy this, but I do it better when I'm in my house, drinking a beer, and just talking.
All right, let me give you a couple names then, all right? Whatever road story, think Kamala, for instance.
Well, Kamala's from Senatobia, Mississippi, which is Tate County, and I'm from DeSoto County, Mississippi. So we had that home thing. So, I mean, I can't think of any story offhand, but we traveled together for a while, and we had a good little run together.
What about Bret Hart?
Oh, I love Bret. We talk about once a month. Very good friend of mine, very close. One of my favorite guys in the business. I love Bret.
Kurt Hennig.
Well, I mean, what can I say about Kurt? He was so athletic and so tremendous, but maybe too much so that maybe he should have held back some because he made everybody else on the card look bad. And you know what I mean? And that's, to his credit, he was good, but maybe he should have held back a little bit, in my opinion.
Ultimate Warrior.
Next. I don't like to speak ill of anyone, especially the dead.
Yeah. What's the most political thing that you could say about how you feel about working with him while he was alive?
Ultimate Warrior?
Yes.
When the music hit, he was very exciting on his way to the ring, and when he shook the ropes and he made faces and all that, and then when the bell rang, it all went away.
Andre the Giant.
Believe it or not, I never met Andre the Giant. Never even met him. When I first came to WWE, Andre was still there, but he was like on his last days, and he wasn't around that much, and I didn't know him, and they said that he wasn't the most approachable guy, and I didn't want to impose on him. So I never met him.
The Undertaker.
Oh, great guy. Matter of fact, I was the last person to ever manage him. It was in the Memphis territory against Jerry the King Lawler before he became the Undertaker, when he was still Mean Mark. So I've known him for over 30 years, and he's just a fantastic guy. He deserves every accolade, every award, every Hall of Fame, whatever that he's given. I mean, I don't have one negative comment or statement to say about Undertaker.
And this is freestyle on top of my head. Two more. Let's do Hulk Hogan.
I love Hulk Hogan. I love him. He is Elvis Presley and the Beatles put together. Nobody is in second place. Nobody. He drew more money for the longest period of time than anybody in history. And standing in the ring with whoever I was managing at the time, when Hogan's music would hit, I've never used drugs in my life, so that's the only time I can say about the high, because it was unreal. The crowd it was like their building was electric when Hogan came out. So wonderful, wonderful talent, wonderful, wonderful person on a personal level. I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10, he's at 11.
And lastly, Vince McMahon.
Hey, everybody can say what they want about him. He's been nothing but wonderful to me. He's treated me like gold from day one. I have nothing but high regard for him, and I wish him the best in all his future endeavor, to coin a phrase. But I mean, in all honesty, Vince has treated me like gold, and a lot of people did a lot of things for me over the years. Vince, if it wasn't for him, I don't know where I'd be in life today. I've had a lot of great people: Jerry the King Lawler, Sid, The Rock, Rocky Johnson, Jerry Jarrett. But I mean, Vince, was just the icing on the cake. If it wasn't for him, I don't know where I'd be today, dead or in prison. So God bless him.
I guess my last question, since you brought up The Rock, what do you think about his involvement in the WWE over this year and being a board member of TKO?
Well, he deserves it. He's earned it. He's one of the most intelligent people you could ever meet. He deserves it. And he's like,
I think the fans agree with you.
I see that, yeah. Let me tell you, even if he wasn't, he's not my best friend. He's my family. He's my brother. More than best friend, above and beyond. I love him very much. So, absolutely.
This is Downtown Bruno. I'm Dr. Chris, signing off.